Hey, this sounds like an easy family to create, but it posed some interesting problems. For example, we did an array, and apparently you can't just do a single item array. It breaks if you do anything less than two, so we had to do a workaround for that. And I didn't see anything else on YouTube that addressed that, so I thought we would tackle that. And this is a fully parametric header with trimmers and kink studs and stuff, so I find it really valuable. So let me show you how we do that. All right. So here it is. I dropped it in. It's easy to drop in. What you do is you just get rid of that. Okay. So I put this under structure. It's header right there, and it's referenced to the this to the 2x10. It's referenced to the outside of the wall. So you click it and drag it. Okay. There's the side view. So it automatically figures the length. There's that 5'11.5". Can adjust the height right here. Okay. Got a couple different types here. So what I find valuable is, let's say we have a plate line height of 8 feet, and we want to make sure that this header is going to work. So right now we don't have a whole lot of room for the double top plate. All right, so let's drop it to 6'8". Okay. Now some framers like to put in this 2x cross piece here, but if we don't have room, we can get rid of that. So I just have that 2x flat, and that drops it. So now, we've got enough room there, I think. Yeah, we've got enough room to put a double top plate there. Okay, so this is valuable. There's the 3D view. And depending on the span, that will determine how many studs. If it's a long span, you might need 3 trimmer studs. And I've got the king stud on the outside. And as I mentioned, with arrays, if you do 1, you're screwed. But we've got a workaround going here for this. Okay. And let's say you're in plan, and you don't want to see that king stud, so you can just turn that off. Okay, so that's what we got, and now let me show you how to do it. I'm also going to post in the description, I'll post a link so you can download this thing, this Revit. It's a 2024. You can use it any way you want to. All right, let's get into it. We're going to create a new family. Go with generic model. We could download one of the structural columns, but we're going to do this from scratch here. Just take a second. We're going to create a stud. Got I'm going to make this the thickness. Oh, not sure. Dimension, okay. So we're going to make the width. W is fine. And right. Sorry. All right. Let's just go with extrusion. Set a reference level. Let's make sure to lock everything. Oops. Trim it. And now we're just going to lock it to here. All right, so let's just test this real quick. We're going to go with, say, height of 7. Good. Thickness, 1.5 inches. And we'll just make this a 2x6 ply. Might as well create a type. Let's just make that a 2x6. And let's just change this. This is going to go under structural. Make it structural framing. Okay. Save it. All right, so with the stud here, let's go ahead and put in some symbolic lines so that this cut will show up. So just drag these in, and just to be on the safe side. So let's just align everything. All right, let's create a new family. It'll be line-based. And we're going to make this structural framing. Okay, so we draw left to right. So this is going to be the outside of the wall. So we've got a reference plane here. And I'm going to call that wall thickness. Okay, and this will be the opening height. All right. Wall thickness, we'll make this 2x6 wall. And the opening height, 7. Okay. So what we're doing is this is going to be, so let's say we have a door, right? Let's say it's a 4-foot door, right? So the header is going to go from here well, no, actually the header is going to extend beyond the door goes here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our jack stud right here on the inside, and then we're going to build out from that because we don't want to encroach upon the door opening. So let's load the stud. Into our family. And we're going to put here. And we're going to align it to here and here. All right, so far the only parameter that we have for this is going to be the width, but we're going to lock that into the wall thickness. Okay. Let's go ahead and create another stud thickness instance. Okay. So now the thickness. Oh, thickness. Stud thickness. There we go. And for the height, let's make that opening height. Okay. Let's create a reference plane down the middle. Equal. All right, now we're just going to work on this side. We can mirror things over in just a minute here. So what's happening is the window opening or the door opening is just going to be between. It's going to be the length, and then the trimmer studs are going to be on either side of that, and then the header is going to go to the outside of that. So what we're going to go ahead and do this array stuff right now. So let's just take this, and we're going to go from here to here. And then we're going to create a new parameter called array. Let's leave it under other. All right, so we go here and change that to 3, we've got 3, and so forth. Now, what's going to happen is the header is going to go from the last trimmer stud. So let's go ahead and create another reference plane. We're not going to lock it. What we're going to do is we're going to create another formula. And we're just going to call this S1. I don't really need to see that, so I'll just put it under data. Okay. Now we're also going to do something. We're going to create an input number jack studs. And this is going to be an integer. And let's just put it here. Let's say 3. All right, for right now, let's just do this. Our array is going to be our number of jack studs. We're going to play with this a little bit later on. You'll see why in a minute. And for this S1, this is going to be a formula. So what that's going to say is the number of jack studs times the stud thickness. Okay. So 3 jack studs, 4.5, 2, 3. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so we have one here. Mirror that. Here and here. This one. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this as well. So let's take just mirror that. Then we're going to ungroup those. Okay, let's lock it in here, here. And we're going to try the same array formula. Array. All right, let's flex this a little bit, make sure this is going to work. Okay. So, already we're having problems here. So, let me take those, ungroup them, get rid of this, and all right, so what we're going to do, create a reference plane here. And this will be the stud thickness. Okay, so now let's take this and do an array. And I'm going to go from here to here. And I'm going to edit the group. I'm going to lock it to here. I'm going to lock it to here. And I'm going to lock it to here. All right, let's see if that behaves any better now. So we go to length. good. Let's change the wall thickness. All right, everything's cool. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Array. Okay. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do. I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit. Get a little weird. I'm going to call that bottom of header. I'm going to call this opening height. Okay. And then I'm going to create a new one. Call it top of header. Okay. We're going to create. It's fine. And extrusion. We're going to lock everything in. So again, this is the header, so it's going here, 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 here. Okay, so right now it's just what it is. So let's take a look over here. Okay, so we're going to create a new reference plane. And this is going to be the header thickness. We're going to reference to the front of the wall. So here, and that's just going to be header thickness. Okay. Let's just make it 3 inches. So, okay. So we got this. Now, by the way, if you go to the reference plane, we can't see it right now because it's out of the visibility range. Let's VR. Let's go to VR for visibility range. Let's just make that 8 feet. 8 feet. Okay. All right. There's our header. So we can do a couple things. It's already locked into here. We can lock it into here. Right. Backslot to that. Okay, I mean, so that works. Let's just go header thickness. Let's make that 4. Yeah. Okay. So that's one we can do it. The other way was we can come over here and we can assign that to header thickness as well. Okay. Either way. Alrighty. Now you're wondering what's going on in this little area right here. Well, I like the option of putting a 2x6 on the flat. A lot of framers like to do that. So, and then we're gonna have to add a king stud here in just a minute. Let's do it this way. All right, we've got yeah, we don't have a header height yet. So let's make that. Okay, and header height. Let's make that let's make that 2x10. All right, what we're going to do is go ahead and set up some types here. So header height, let's make that a type. And the header thickness, let's make that a type. And we're going to make this a to 2x10. Constraints are not satisfied. Huh? Let's also create a right. That'll be okay. Now we're going to create another one right in here. And we're going to call that it 2x flat thickness. Okay. Well, I'm calling it 2x flat thickness. It actually be whatever we want it to be, but you get the point. All right. So if that increases, then that's going to raise and so forth. All right. So we're going to have to create a formula here. Let's see. All right, just make this 2x flat. What we're going to do is we're going to make this a yes/no parameter. And this is going to give us the ability to turn this thing off and on. All right, first thing we have to do is create this. And we're going to lock it here. 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 And not at the top. Because if that goes to 0, then we don't want that thing to break, right? But it is constrained by these. Hello, guy. Come on. Come on. Say hello to everybody here. There's my little guy. There's my helper. Okay. All right, what we are going to do is create its own internal dimension, and that's going to be this. Okay. And I also I'm going to assign that to wall thickness. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to control the visibility by this 2x flat. Okay. So what happens is if we turn it off, it just disappears. But or did it? Oh, yeah. We gotta look at this. Preview the visibility. Okay. All right. But what happens is once that disappears, this has to drop, right? So let me see. Can that go down to 0? That's the question. Let me see something here. No, that didn't work. Okay, so we got to do something else. We're going to make a formula. So from here to here, and let's call that H1. Oh, wait a minute. It's over constraining because why? Oh. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Where'd you go? Huh. Okay, H1. Okay, so what that's going to say H1 if okay, if that's checked, then what we've got is we've got header height plus the 2x flat thickness. Otherwise, just the header height. Right? So this header is going to disappear if we hit that. Right. Okay. This goes on. That works. Let's try this. Thickness. Oops. Nope, 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 nope. All right. Okay, everything's cool, right? Right. Now, we don't want to see this thing. We want a symbolic line. So let's just do that real quick. So we will do that under symbolic line. There's nothing we can use, so we're going to create our own VG, visibility graphics, object styles. I'm going to create a new one, call it beam. Make it heavy. And we'll go overhead. Okay. And beam projection. Let's make this easy. We're just going to do it here to here. This makes it easier to align. Okay. And now we're going to move it. And we want it to be centered to the beam, so let's just do this. Okay. Okay. Run a couple tests. Oops. Okay. All right. So what's going to happen here is if we try to go to just a single stud, it's going to break it. So it doesn't like that. So what we got to do is something tricky here. Okay. So we're going to create some formulas. Now, we don't want the array to go less than 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say number of jack studs. We're going to make it a conditional statement if number of jack studs is less than 2, it's going to still be 2. Otherwise, it's going to be number of jack studs. Okay, which means that we've got a little fail-safe here. So if it goes to 1, it's still 2. Okay. It's 3, it's going to be 3. Okay. Now the way this is going to work is we're going to tell this thing, we're going to tell this whole array to disappear if it goes to 1. Okay. So the formula for that if the number of jack studs is less than 2, then we want a false statement. Otherwise, we want a true statement. So let me grab that. We're going to go here and we're going to create a new yes/no parameter. Let's call it v1, visibility 1, yes/no, leave it under other, that's fine. Okay, so again, if number of studs is less than 2, then we've created a false statement. 1 is greater than 2. That means it's going to turn off. If this thing is turned off, well, excuse me, then if that statement is if it's greater than 2, then it's going to remain on. Okay? So let's check it out. All right, so right now, number of studs is 3, so it's on. If we go to number 1, it turns off. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, duh. So for this to work, what we have to do is just edit the group, pick that, and now we're going to assign this visibility to v1. Okay, now it works. All right, same thing here. Edit group, assign the visibility to that formula. Okay. Let's turn this back on. Oh, excuse me, let's go to number of studs to 2, and they turn back on. Right? Let's put it flat. Okay, that's cool. We stopped at a king stud. We're going to get back to that. Now, so what happens if we go to 1? Well, we need to put a kind of a dummy there. So let's just do that. Let's just grab that stud and lock it in. Where's that going to go? Here and here. And the reason it's stretched is because we haven't assigned a width yet. So that's going to be the wall thickness. Yep, we know that. And this is the stud thickness. And this is to the opening height. Okay. So let's take that, copy it, align to here, to here. Okay, so no matter what happens, all right. So even if we go to 1, like we do here, we still have that dummy stud. If we go to 2, we could get that dummy stud to disappear, but who cares, right? Okay, and last thing we're going to do is put in a king stud. So okay, so the width is wall thickness. The thickness is stud thickness. And now we have to determine the height. So it's going to be we're going to have to create a new dimension. So a new parameter. And so that'll be the opening height plus h1. Okay. Call it h2. Other data, I don't care. H1. Okay, so that says what? 8, 1 3/8. Measure it. Yeah, okay, so that's correct. So now this is going to go to the height, which will be h2. Okay, and now we just lock it in. Here and here. And mirror that. goes to S1. Okay. Okay. Shit. All right. Try it again. Cool. Number of studs. Cool. 1. Cool. Here. Oh! 2 by 10. Would be the letter thickness is 3 inches. Okay. And one more opening height. Great. Okay, so let's just assign material. So let's just assign everything structural material. All right, well, we're going to treat the groups separately. Let's do this. Let's take any one of these. And these. Oh, shit. Ungroup it. Group. Okay. And so, right now we're seeing this thing. We're going to have to deal with here in a minute. I also want to see. Yeah, I want to see the little crosshatch there, or little cut. Okay. So that's easy. Let's just go to left. And there's our header, so let's just do this. So isolate that. We're going to go to symbolic lines. Okay. We should also do this right here. Okay, and then we'll want those to disappear if this thing's turned off, so visibility will be here. Okay. Also, okay. I thought I'd add a king stud visibility here, so all you do is you just go king stud and instance and yes, no. Already did one, so and the graphics. I got two now. All right, so then you just click that. You go over to here and in the visibility you select king stud. And that's it. Okay. And then you just load it into the project. All right, so here's the final deal. If you want to download this family, I'll post a link in the description here, so feel free. It's a 2024, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you later.